So guys, of course, there is absolutely no way we can avoid doing this video. Are Arsenal actually favourite to win both the Champions League and the Premier League? This is the conversation the entire football world is absolutely having right now. Because yesterday they literally won 6 Champions League games in a row. That is 6 wins in 6 games. And Noli Madueke said in the post-match interview, he said, "I feel we can win the Champions League. I feel we can win the Premier League as well." Like, just that confidence for him to say this, you guys will know, yes, Arsenal are literally cooking something. But this was after Madueke actually scored a beautiful brace against Club Brugge, and it gave them high hopes. I can win the Premier League, I can win the Champions League. And the question is, are they actually favourite to win the Champions League and Premier League? Let's get into it, guys. So, guys, looking at the table, Champions League table. Of course, Arsenal are there. Six matches played, 6 wins, 0 defeats. Then they're there with the most points in the Champions League this season. Brilliant, brilliant. 18 points. Then Bayern Munich followed with 15. Look at the Premier League. They have literally played 15 games in the Premier League this season. They're there with 10 wins. They're top of the Premier League. Although they have lost twice and drawn 3 times, but they are top of the Premier League with 33 points. And we all know that history in the Premier League and how they are always doing so bad. But this season, we have to talk about Arsenal in the Champions League. Let's leave the Premier League aside. Let's talk about them in the Champions League. No other team is currently in form in the Champions League than them. But don't get me wrong, Liverpool were the most informed team. They finished, I think they finished first in the league phase in Champions League. But they later went end up getting beaten by knocked out by PSG. So it's not actually it's not actually assurance that you're going to win the Premier League. You're going to win the Champions League if you finish first. So that's not what you have to put in mind. Although yes, you are one of the favorites, but that's not what you have to put in mind. Yes. About the Premier League, we all know the history of Arsenal and everything. We all know the history. They have literally finished second in 3 consecutive seasons: 2022, 2023, and last year 2024, 2025 season. One of the worst start ever recorded in the Premier League. Finishing 3 times consecutively at second place. We all know how it always ends. They always start the season at first and ended up always being second. So it's not a surprise. And now just look at it. City are just there with 2 points. Master Arsenal have literally lost the league to City twice and also lost the league to Liverpool last season once. So they have lost to City twice, and if you look at the season, everyone will literally see Arsenal as the favourite. Me as a Man United fan, of course I'm happy seeing my club at 6. I'm absolutely happy seeing my club at 6. That shows we're doing well. But we have to talk about Arsenal for now. As a Man United fan, I know, yes, I have no, although I just 8 points away from top. Anything can happen, but let's be realistic, guys. There is no possible chance for Man United to win the league with the way we are playing now. Can't compare the football to others. But you guys should keep in mind Manchester City. City are a team that are scary. Now, this is not City of last season that they lost 6 games or 7 games in a row. This is not City of last season. This is a reborn City. This is a City that have less injuries, that have new players like Sheki, players doing brilliantly well and creating chances. Sheki has like second most assists in the Premier League this season, and he's helping Manchester City. Manchester City are just two points behind. So Manchester City are also huge favourites for winning. But of course, Arsenal are the major favourites. But if they lost, I think Manchester City are taking it away from them, are snatching it away from them. That is very possible to happen. But we all know Arteta have gave his all for this club. But if we are to talk about his achievements, Bo has really only won one trophy. If we literally exclude the community shield because it's more like a one game, uh, just the one like a one games when you finish, uh, just like a one games trophy. So for me, I won't count it as a major trophy. Arteta have only won the FA Cup. For me, I think he has only won the FA Cup, Now I've just put the community shield aside. Yeah, I only won the FA Cup. But we all know Champions League last season, they were like butchering every single club they faced. They were literally doing shit. They were literally playing their best football against any team they faced. The clients coming up with two free kicks and beating Madrid 3-0 at the Emirates. It was unbelievable. Madrid couldn't even score a goal. The Madrid couldn't absolutely score a goal at the Bernabeu, and he ended the draw. I think so. Yeah, but they won 3-0. And everyone like, is this really that season for them to win the Champions League for the very first time? Is this squad, is Arteta gonna be the manager for to have the history as the first ever Arsenal manager to win the Champions League? Something as a winger didn't do. Is Arteta gonna do it? Everyone was bringing questions, but absolutely were knocked out. They were knocked out by PSG once again. So it's not about always being the favorite. It's about how you are gonna end. And Arsenal is a club that are always known for always ending bad. They start the season as the best team in the world. They start the season conceding less goals. They start the season playing so well, but they always end up not doing well at the end. And that is what is costing them every single season. Like for the past 5 years coming now. If you look at the first game of the season, they won against Arsenal, Man United. I thought, for me as a Man United fan, even the Arsenal fans knew they were lucky in that game. They escaped. But they won Leeds, Liverpool beat them. They won Nottingham Forest. They beat Bilbao in the Champions League. As they had a draw against Manchester City. They won. 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 They drew. They won. They won. They drew against Chelsea recently. They won against Brentford. Aston Villa, of course. Aston Villa know how to play them. They lost against Aston Villa. They won against Club Brugge yesterday. So that's like only two. Let's count the defeats. One. Let's count the defeats, guys. Only two defeats for the entire season. Come on, come on. That is so brilliant for a club. Only two defeats in all competitions. And mind you, they currently don't have their best they currently don't have their best their centre back pairing. They don't have Gabriel, they don't have Saliba. And they are still performing against club. Some people say no, yeah, they lost as they played against Chelsea and they drew against Chelsea. But you all know if Gabriel and Saliba were in that game, it would have actually been a different result. They are no not without their two best defenders and they are still performing in the highest level. Kudos to Arsenal, kudos to Arteta with his squad and how they are performing. So guys, let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Arsenal favourite to win the Champions League and the Premier League. For me, I'm gonna say they are absolutely favourite. No one on earth could see this team that are playing like a machine. No one on earth could see this team and say they are not favourite to win any single competition in the world currently. No one could say that. But we all know, can they continue? Because we all know the end, the elephant always drop. They have dropped from first to second position for 3 years in a row. Will that happen? Will history still repeat itself? This is the question that everyone who knows the answer already. So could Arsenal actually prove us wrong and win the first Champions League of their history? Could it happen? Yes or no? Arsenal fans, let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Do you think your team is good enough to win the Champions League and the Premier League this season? For me, I think the Champions League is so competitive. Yes, they're the best team in the world currently, but I don't think they have that consistency because consistency has always been the one thing they don't have. That consistency to win and to show that I can be consistent to the end. They always like that, and that's have caused them for years right now. But in the Premier League, I still feel they will try their best to win the Premier League, but the Champions is gonna be much more difficult. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Arsenal is gonna win the Champions League or the Premier League this season? Yes or no? And please subscribe for more football updates. Peace out, guys.